Oh, do we have anything showing it? Wow. Look at all these people here. Isn't this great?
Oh, we're on?
I hope so. Hello from Frederick, Maitland, Green Valley,
Arizona.
Aha.
Oklahoma City?
New to this, huh? Well, I'm glad you're new.
Aren't we all? There's,
Oh, yeah. Glastonbury.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Nancy.
Nancy.
Good to see you. Well, we ought to probably go on something here and see if it's all working. Well, welcome, everyone, to this Ask Chris Anything.
I guess I could go on here.
I guess you could. Let's check it out. Just make sure that you don't have
this
the speaker on.
This is just kind of a informal. This is not one of our really prepared shows or anything. We are just here to answer questions, and you guys submitted a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
Via email.
So we're gonna have it'll be a busy hour or so here. Merritt Island, okay.
Yep, looks like it's going. I'm not
snow in Michigan. Well, haha. Okay.
Can somebody say if you're hearing us okay?
Yeah, just be nice. I guess we can look in there too.
Because I'm not hearing here.
All right. Well, it looks like it's going out, so coming through loud and clear from Lumberton.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Save us some time there.
You never
Henderson, Arizona, sunny, Illinois, Boynton Beach. We know how that is. That's right up the road, Illinois.
Ellen, Gail, good to see you. We were up in your neck of the woods, kind of, sort of, last week.
All right.
Hearing you through the car speakers. I hope you don't have a big screen TV in the car there, Bill.
Okay, well.
All right, so we're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is where we are. We just spent the last week at the RV Super Show over in Tampa, but now we're home, back in our studio, which is the easiest way to do these things.
It is. I like it this way.
Yeah, Linda, you said you were actually at the show, but
you missed us.
But you missed us.
Well, sorry. We were kind of laying low, except when we were doing our seminars. We had an hour seminar every day at 10 o'clock in the morning for a real live audience, and that was fun. But for the rest of the time, we were just kind of hanging back. Everybody was masked. It was nice and safe. I felt good anyway.
Felt pretty good, yeah. We taught a 1 hour seminar each day, and then just went back to our RV and hung out for the rest of the day. We took a couple bike rides.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got some exercise. Walked around, got our bike rides. But I cooked every day. We didn't go out. We didn't mingle. We didn't go into the vendor area and.
I thought we would have a booth. No, we didn't. We didn't want a booth.
No.
We would do our seminar and that's it. So
that's okay. That was all right.
All right. Well, go ahead and put some Google Photos questions in the chat. But meanwhile, a lot of people did submit some questions via email. So we'll start there. Okay. And I'm thinking maybe I regret teaching people too much because y'all are pretty smart. These questions are not easy questions. So we'll see how it goes.
So Glenn asks, is there a simple, quick method to attach a Google photo to a Gmail without first downloading, like replying to a Gmail or an email and including a Google photo?
Right. So yes, absolutely there is. As long as your Gmail that you're using for your email is the same account that you're using for your Google Photos, it should be piece of cake. And I will show you when you're on a computer on the web, it's very, very simple. So let me show you. I'll go to my Gmail on my web browser on my computer, and I'll compose an email. And I can type whatever I want here, whatever, and here's a photo. So to get a photo is just down on the toolbar. The lower toolbar has a button that looks like a photo. And if you click there, it is taking you to your Google Photos. So here is a photo of us at the Tampa RV Super Show. I just click it and insert. And you can insert as many as you want. So you're just on Google Photos. The key is the little button down here for photo. Now, if you're on a phone, not quite as simple, but if it's an Android, it's still not bad. And I can show you that. So here is my Android phone, and I open up my Gmail, and I can be in the middle of an email, or I can be composing a brand new one. But there is no toolbar on the phones, on the Gmail app on the phone, like there is on the computer. But there is this little paperclip icon. You tap the paperclip and attach file. Now, these photos are ones that are physically on this device. They were taken by the phone, they're on the device. But you can browse other apps on this bar here. And when you see Google Photos, you tap on it, and then tapping on Photos. See, these are still things that are on the device, but this 80,000, those are my Google Photos. And I can find whatever picture I want, and done. Now, and on an iPhone, let's see. An iPhone, I think it still can be done. So once again, I'm on an iPhone, but I'm going to be using Gmail. And start a new email. And now I want to add, there is the paperclip, but it's not quite, in fact, I think maybe I didn't figure out how to do it. If you click on attachments, yeah, on the iPhone, I don't know. There still might be a way. Seems like I found some way. But you can always go to your Google Photos and select the photo, share, and then share to a Gmail. But I know that wasn't the question. But so there, on computer and on Android, absolutely, you can do it. And on iPhone, a few more steps.
Okay, Carol wants to know, when using Hotmail, how do I get to Google Photos to attach a picture? The only way I know is to go to Google Photos and download the photo to my laptop, pictures folder, and save it there. And there's more to it, and I missed the rest of it.
Well, same kind of thing. First of all, since Hotmail is not Google, it doesn't have a direct link to the Google Photos like Gmail does. And so if you have figured out how to download a picture from Google to your device, to your computer, and then attach it, then that absolutely is one way. Or you can start from the Google Photos side, pick your photo, and share to Hotmail. You can do that. So you can start by choosing your photo in Google Photos and then send it over to Hotmail. But I don't think there's a way in Hotmail. Unless it has now Hotmail. I don't use Hotmail, so I'm not sure. But Hotmail might have that attach button and the ability to find photos in Google Photos with the attachment.
Okay, Linda, and many others. How do I get a photo from an email attachment to my Google Photos?
Right. So the other way around. So there were several questions that you all sent in about photos and email. So this is the other way around. If you are using a phone now, this is pretty easy. So I'd have to find one now. If you're using a phone and you get an email with a photo attached, you just open up that photo. Oh, and I have a video on this. That's what I wanted to show. So I have a video. If you go to geeksontour.com
Whoops.
and tutorials and all videos. And now I just want to be, there's 670 some odd videos in here. So I just want to see the ones that are Google Photos. I'll click on that link. Now I want to search for a video about Google Photos that has to do with email. So I Control F and type email. And there's emailing photos with the Google Photos app, but that's not what we're looking for. Save photo from an email attachment. That's the one. Oh, I rebooted, so I am no longer logged in. This does require membership to watch that particular video, and I have an extra step in here. Okay. So let's try that again. We go to all videos and Google Photos and search for a video that has email in the title. And it is save a photo from an email attachment. And an email to show up in Google Photos. So this happens to be my inbox for a Yahoo account, but it works pretty much the same with all inboxes. And so here is the picture within the email. Step one is tap on the picture so that it takes over the whole screen. Then you can three-dot menu and download. Notice in the upper left-hand corner, there's a little arrow moving, indicating that it is being downloaded. Now it's done. So that means it's on the device and Google Photos should see it. I open Google Photos and I am at the beginning and I don't see it. Well, there's two possibilities. Number one, it is in order by date. So I need to know the date that picture was taken to be able to find it. Number two, it's in a device folder, and I need to make sure that that device folder is included in my Google Photos. There is the device folder. It's called Download. And there is the picture. And yes, indeed, Backup and Sync is on in the Download folder. So I noticed that picture is from May 1, 2018. So I can go back to my main library in Google Photos, go to May of 2018. There we go. May 1, 2018 in my Google Photos library, and there is that picture.
So to recap, if you have an Android phone and you receive a photo attached to an email, you open the email and open the photo. Tap the three-dot menu and download. Open Google Photos, tap the three-dot menu and look for device folders. Make sure the download folder has backup and sync turned on. Then note the date on the downloaded photo, and you can now find it by date in your photo library.
Okay, so the basics of that is if you're using a mobile device and you receive an email, if you save it to your device in a place where Google Photos is watching, then, you're done. It gets uploaded, nothing else that you have to do. Now, I see some questions are coming in from the live audience. So let's look at that. Okay. Alan mentions that Amazon Prime gives you free photo storage. Can that be used as a backup to Google Photos? Yes, a couple things. First of all, you do need to be an Amazon Prime subscriber. So that's what, $130 a year now. But if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, then they have a photo uploading system, kind of like Google Photos, which gives you unlimited storage for photos. So I use it. I have every photo I take on my phone goes to Google Photos and it goes to Amazon Photos. And in my case, it also goes to Microsoft OneDrive Photos. So every picture I take is going to 3 different clouds. So, and Amazon is pretty good, but it doesn't do videos. I mean, they only give you 5 gigabytes of free storage space for videos. And I ran out of that right away. So my Amazon Photos is not getting my videos. So that's my thoughts on Amazon Photos.
Okay. I thought I read that Google Photos was going away. Is this true? What will you migrate to?
No. What you've heard is that Google Photos is going to stop offering unlimited free storage as of June 31. And I wrote a very detailed article about that. If you go to learngooglephotos.com, so learngooglephotos.com, and then when you scroll down, you'll see all the articles, and Google's Photos free unlimited storage is ending. Here's everything you need to know. And yes, it's disappointing, but it's not at all surprising. They've been storing tons and tons of photos. But the good news is that all photos that you have uploaded before June 1 in the high quality will be grandfathered in. So they're still offering unlimited storage and they're still offering free storage. They're just no longer offering unlimited free. And it's still cheaper than any of the alternatives, even after June 1. So there's, find that article. There's everything you need to know there. I will not be leaving Google Photos. Although, as I say, I do use other systems as well. Nothing is perfect, but I still think Google Photos is the best.
Okay.
There was one. Go ahead. You can choose.
I can? Okay. We'll see.
Got lots of questions here.
Yeah, lots of questions. All right. How many photos will equal about 15 gigabytes for less than 15 gigabytes for storage for that free storage?
Right. So Google will continue to offer us 15 gigabytes of free storage. So how many photos is that? Well, it depends. It depends on whether you're storing them in high quality or an original. If you're storing them in high quality, which is our recommendation, they're 1 or 2 megabytes per photo. So you can think roughly in terms of 5 to 10,000 photos in that 15 gigabytes. But I also want to point out, if you go to that article that I already told you about, learngooglephotos.com, and then find the article on Google Photos free unlimited storage is ending, I built a little calculator. Now, this is, it's still a guesstimate, but if you open up this calculator, you'll see that, take a look at the photos that you have uploaded to Google Photos and see, are they under 1 megabyte each? Are they over 2? Mine are between 1 and 2. So actually, I think I will put 1.5 in here. And if I didn't have a decimal place, but it is 1.5 in there. And if I have 10,000 pictures, then according to my little calculator, that will take the 15 gigabytes right there. If I only have 5,000, then I only need 7.5 gigabytes for my photos. But now I also take videos, and a video can range, a video can be
depending on how many
30 megabytes. Yeah, I mean, it can be really huge. But if I say mine average 10 megabytes and I have a couple hundred of them, then that's going to need another 2 gigabytes. So it's not an easy question to answer. You have to kind of figure it out. But those are the tools that I have to help you figure it out.
All right. Michael wants to know, how can I add captions to individual images on Google Photos?
Well, it depends on what you mean by caption. I know if you're an old Picasa user, I loved the way Picasa did captions. It was cool. If you did captions in Picasa and then uploaded to Google Photos, they become descriptions. And let me show you that. So in my Google Photos on my computer, I'm going to open up my December album of photos. And if I open up a photo and make sure I have the info panel open, what that is, that's this little eye. If you click the eye, you see all the info about this photo. And right here, I have written Home Sweet Home. That is a description. Now, and you can always see it by looking at the info panel. On a phone, you just swipe up on the picture and you'll see that info panel. But you do also see it when you're viewing the photos full screen. Take a look down here in the lower left. See how it says Home Sweet Home? And the next picture over says My Garden. And the next picture over says Getting Our Doggy Fix. But if I'm not looking at them in full screen, I don't see that. And if I'm looking at them in the slideshow view, I think I do see no, slideshow. Oh, come on. I thought slideshow view did. No. So it's only when you're looking at your pictures just in full screen view that those descriptions show up kind of like captions. Hope that answers your question.
Okay. Elizabeth, when I did some research on birds on a bird app, apparently the pictures were put into Google Photos. Now I have 200 plus bird photos that I didn't take. And I didn't want them in there.
Well, to really know for sure what happens, I would have to see your phone, see your computer, and review every step that you took. But it kind of sounds to me like you have a bird app that saves a photo of the bird you are looking at. And if that is saved on your device in a device folder, then Google Photos will be looking at it. If you're on an Android, all you have to do is find that device folder in your Google Photos and turn off the backup and sync. Then Google Photos will ignore those photos. So that's what I think has happened.
Okay. Ed wants to know, how do you copy a picture/image from a Facebook post into Google Photos?
Oh, and here I want to give a shout out to our friend Ron Brown. If he just did a video yesterday that shows exactly how to do that. So if you go to, let me find it. Yeah, here. So our friend Ron Brown, he has a YouTube channel called Ronald Brown. And one of his most recent videos is Facebook to Google Photos. And there's 3 different things. Facebook recently set up a whole system that if you want all of your photos that you've uploaded to Facebook, you want them all to come over to Google Photos, Facebook has a procedure for that. It's just called, it's transferring all your photos.
I did that.
Did you?
Yeah.
My photos start out in Google Photos and then I put them in Facebook. So
Right. Yeah.
I don't have a need to do that. But it also provides, and in Ron Brown's video, there we go. If you open up Facebook and find a photo, so here's a photo that is not mine, it's from a friend of mine, and if I want it, I just long press. All right, I guess I have to open it first and then long press. Yeah, then long press and save to phone. And just like the several other things we've talked about so far today, if a photo is on your phone and it's in a folder that Google Photos is watching, then boom, it's in Google Photos. So that's my way of doing that.
All right. Stevens. Apparently, I have 2 Google accounts. Oh, bummer. As I can't access photos from my iPod and Android phone. How do I merge them? Merging 2 Google accounts.
Now, that's something I can give you a page reference in the book. Hopefully, you all have this book, right? Learn Google Photos by Chris Guld. That's me. Page, I wrote it down. Where did it go? 15 and 16 is how to copy all the photos and videos from one account into another. You do it with the partner account feature. So you set up a partner account, you say all the photos from account 1, save them into account 2, and you're done. They're all there. There looked like there were some live comments.
Okay.
Probably.
Well, there they are. Which one do you want? Here's one. How to upload an entire folder and subfolders at once.
Okay. It sounds to me like you're asking about on a computer. So on a computer, if you have a pictures folder and underneath the pictures folder, you have every year, and underneath every year, you have every month, how do you get all of those uploaded to Google Photos at once without dragging each folder individually? You need to use the backup and sync utility, and it will automatically upload all subfolders within whatever folder you tell it to. And backup and sync would be in chapter 3. Yeah, there's quite a few pages on backup and sync in chapter 3 of the book.
Okay, when sharing an album, sometimes the process stops at just a couple of years.
And I don't understand that. I read that question and I gave it some thought, but stops after a couple of years.
Don't know.
Was it a live album? So meaning you told it to add people to it and it only, there is a 20,000 image limit on an album. If you hit the 20,000 mark, then it won't go anymore. But you stumped me on that one.
Oh, good. How do you find out how many photos you have?
And that
Google doesn't know how to count. Right?
Yeah. Where they tell you to go to find out how many photos you have is your dashboard. Your Google dashboard. So I'll show you that, but I'll also tell you not to trust it. So I'm just on a browser. I'm just typing in Google dashboard. and make sure you're logged in with your account. And this has information about everything going on in your Google account. So if you scroll down, you will see photos. There, photos. And it says that I have 228,408 photos. I do not. And I know for absolute sure because I recently went through an exercise of selecting every single photo and for 1 year and putting it into a year's album. And I checked my numbers before and after, and it said that my number of photos doubled. So I know I do not have that many photos. A photo, it counts once for each album it's in this count.
It doesn't count twice as far as your capacity
as far as
goes.
your storage, yeah, because it doesn't really exist. So if you have an Android phone, then I have a little trick. If you have an Android phone and you use Gmail and you tell it that you want to attach a photo. So I'm in Gmail, I attach file, I find my Google Photos, and this tells me that I have 80,419. I think that number is much more realistic. But the only way to know for sure is to do it. I did select every photo and put it in to an album, and each album has a count of how many pictures it's in that are in it. They will get better at counting once they're charging us. I have absolutely no doubt. Once you're being charged for your storage, they will tell you how many photos are stored.
Being new, is there a video to show how to take photos from my phone to a trip planner, like we talked about in our seminars this week? Trying to learn to plan a trip.
Well, it depends on which trip planner. One of the ones that we taught was Google My Maps. And since that's using your Google account, the same account as your photos, in Google My Maps, you click the button to add a photo and your choice is your Google Photos. So that one's easy. The other ones, most of them don't have the capability of adding photos to your place markers.
Okay. Does the search function work with descriptions as opposed to captions?
Ah, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, the descriptions don't show up in a lot of places like captions did with Picasa, but they are absolutely searchable. So if you want to know that you can find a photo, your best bet is to write some words in the caption that you will remember, and it is searchable in the description.
Oh, Sheila says I took No way.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
Sheila, I would never do such a thing. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? All right. How do I merge them to accounts? Desorting. Oh, there we go. I can't find anything about sorting an album photos. Is that possible? I sort all the time or search in the main photos, but I can't seem to sort on albums.
Okay. Yes, you can. There's two different types of sorting of albums. So maybe you mean both. First of all, there is sorting your list of albums. And I can show you that. And it's on the computer and on the phones. So on a computer, if I look at my albums right here, where it says most recent photo, if you click that, you also have the choice of sorting your list of albums by last modified or by album title. So if I switch to album title, you'll see that the albums that are appearing at the top are completely different. And I did this intentionally. I started the title with an asterisk. So being a special character, that gets sorted first. So albums that I want to be able to have at the top of the list, I start their title with an asterisk, and I use the album title sort. Last modified means the last album that you did any work with, that you added a photo to or that you deleted photos from. And then most recent photo is what the normal sort order is. But also within an album. So within an album, I'll just pick this one. And this is in the book, and I wrote down the page numbers. So take note. Everybody has pen and pencil, right? To sort your list of albums, that's on page 69. To sort the photos within an album, that's on page 115. But here it is. So being an album, it's normally sorted from the first picture to the last picture. But if you click on the three dots and edit album, you now have these double arrows and you have several choices. Oldest first, newest first, recently added, or custom. And custom means you've just you can drag them around. If I want this one with Jim and his cute palm tree to be first, I can just drag it. And now it's first. And when I click the check mark, it stays there. So yeah, sorting albums is not bad. Pretty capable.
Okay. Why photos my wife took years ago and saved on Picasa are now on her cell phone, but not on mine? I don't understand. Which pictures are on cloud and which aren't?
Oh boy, I love the last part of your question. Which pictures are in the cloud and which aren't? These days, when so much is in the cloud, but us old timers are so accustomed to computer, you really have to wrap your head around.
You're calling old.
Oh, that's right. You are young. You're a young kid. I'm the old lady.
All right, Granny.
You really have to wrap your head around where your pictures are. Are they on your computer's hard drive, or are they in the cloud, or are they both? Are they on your phone, or are they only in the cloud? And that's just something you have to ask yourself all the time. Test yourself and see if you know where they are. And there's several different techniques to figure it out, but that is important to know. But his first part of his question was his wife had pictures in Picasa. My bet, and once again, I don't know unless I see your systems and know exactly what you did, but my bet is that your wife not only used Picasa for working with pictures on her computer, but that she also uploaded to Picasa web albums. That's what
used to be
the cloud storage for your Google account. And anything that you uploaded to Picasa web albums is now in Google Photos for her account. So unless you guys share an account, which is a no-no, but a lot of people do it, then those pictures would only be in her account. Now, if you want them in yours, I recommend setting up the partner shared library, and that would be in the chapter on sharing, which is chapter 9 in the book.
Good. Tom wants to know how you put a video that's on Google Photos onto YouTube. It used to be easy, and then they took that away.
Yeah, and he remembers how we talked to David Lieb in one of our shows and showed him about how YouTube used to have a feature that could go get your videos from your Google Photos, and that went away. So If you're using a computer, your only choice is to download the video to your computer and then upload it to YouTube. And this is why I love having questions, because this is how I learn. Yeah, Tom, your question made me think, wait a minute, if my video is in Google Photos and on my phone, can't I share it to YouTube? And sure enough, that works. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's my Google Photos, and I'll find a video. So I just search for videos, and so there's a video. And if I share, so I just tap the share button. Instead of sharing with a person, I can share to an app, and there's 3 dots more. As long as I have the YouTube app on my phone, I can share that video to YouTube. And so now I'm in YouTube. I can create a title, add a description. It is going to the Geeks on Tour channel, and I would tap upload. So thanks for the question. I learned something.
Okay, something about shared albums. Excuse me. When trying to share an album with another Google account holder, the process sometimes cuts off.
I think I already said that I don't know this one.
Oh, is that the one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I keep coming back to the things you don't know. Al wants to know, he has got a new flash drive with 1,100 photos on it. Some of them are really old from his dad's cameras. And is there a way that he could have loaded them directly to Google Photos from that flash drive?
Right. So the whole question was that as soon as he put the flash drive in, all the photos got copied over to his computer, and so Picasa took note of them. I say, don't let that automatic process happen, and let me show you. So I have a
green one.
I have a green thumb drive here, so you can't see it. There we go. I have a thumb drive, and I'm going to put it in the USB port of my computer. And in a second, something will pop up on my computer saying, keep your memory safe, import, and this is going to import to Dropbox. Everybody's computer will be different depending on what you have installed. I say, just don't do it. I don't want these photos on my computer. I want them to go straight to the cloud in Google Photos. So I just cancel that. I'm on Google Photos and I click upload. And I upload from computer. And I find that thumb drive, which is USB drive D. And it's this folder right here, FMCA photos. Those are the photos. And I can just do a Control A to select them all. And when I click open, I don't really want these. When I click open, those will be uploaded directly to my Google Photos. Do not pass go. Do not drop them off on the computer's hard drive. So that's what I do.
Okay. I have a question about changing the date for multiple photos, scanning old photos. Is there a way to change the dates for multiple photos at a time, or must the date changes be done one photo at a time?
I love it when the answer is yes. That's just so nice. Yes, you can change multiple at a time. So, and either on the computer or on the iPhone app. The Android app doesn't have this. But if I want to change several photos at once, I just select them all. And on a computer, you can click on the first one. You can scroll down and hold down the shift key and click on the last one. I now have 36 photos selected. And if I click on the three dots at the top right, edit date and time is an option. And you have your choice of setting one date and time for all of them, or just shifting them. So for example, if your time zone was off, and these dates are pretty much correct, but they're 3 hours off, you can just change that 3 hours off here. And that's changing dates on multiple pictures.
Okay. Does archiving maintain the photos in the original size on Google Photos and just hide them? Or are there other implications to archiving photos?
Laura, hello. I bet you're using the word archive to mean the menu item on Google Photos that is archive. All archive does is takes them out of the stream of your main photo library. Other than that, it does not touch them. It does not change them. They will still show up in a search. They'll still show up in an album, and if you want me to, let me show you that. So here is my Google Photos. And if I say, I don't know, these photos of Jim and me here, oh, they're really cute. But, when I'm scrolling through, maybe I really don't want people to see those. Maybe there's something very personal about them. So I select them and I just click the 3-dot menu and archive. And notice they will be gone from this main stream of my photos. But they are in archive. That has just put them in a back room. That's all. It's just put them in a back room.
It's a great place to have your screenshots and things like that.
Right. You can see what most of my stuff is there.
Yeah, it's junk.
But
they're
stuff
still
that
you might want to keep.
Yeah, they don't go away.
And if they're in albums, they'll stay in the albums too, right?
For example, our faces automatically get collected in the Jim and Chris automatic album. So if I click on the Jim and Chris album, you're going to see those same pictures. Archiving does not make them removed from albums. So that's all archiving is.
All right. So George says he recently bought the 2020 edition of the book, but notice there's a new edition. Are the sections the same?
Well, he actually says 2002.
Well, no. He changed it over here.
2020.
Yeah.
No, the 2020 is the most recent. Now, is it up to date? No, because like 2 weeks after the printed version came out, they made some changes, and then of course in November they made some major changes. But right now the 2020 version is the most recent, and I don't expect to actually issue a new printed version until June, when the new features come into reality. But I've made a page. So let me show you this. And in every chapter of the book, it tells you, please take a look at lgpbook.online. And let me show you that. If you go to lgpbook.online, that stands for Learn Google Photos Book, the online companion, then there is, first of all, a heading for every chapter. And there's the videos that I've made that apply to each chapter. But at the very top here, it says what has changed. And if you click on, I've been keeping a list of updates to Google Photos since mid-2018. And you'll see everything that has changed. And it has a date. And since the printing of the 2020 book, I have mentioned what chapter is affected by the change. So November 11, Chapter 1, announcement, unlimited free storage will be going away. That's the biggie, so I put it in red. But they keep changing things all the time. And this is where I keep track of it.
Great. All right. Deleting pictures. If I delete a photo from Photos, will it delete from my album?
Yes.
Don't do that.
Yes. Yes. Because your photos, Google Photos just keeps all of your photos in one giant stream by date. One photo can be shown in many albums, but it's stored in your photo library. It's stored in your photo library. It can show up in one or more albums. You can remove it from an album and it's still in your library. But if you remove it from the library, it's gone. It can't show up in an album if it's not in your library.
This program will be recorded and available on YouTube after the presentation. The link will stay the same. So yeah, it'll be there. I hope. Okay. Where are we? I have an album titled U.S. Navy, but when I search with Navy, it only comes up with 2 pictures of ships. Is this true that it won't take into account the title? The album title.
The album title. No, it absolutely should. It absolutely should. Let me just give a couple of examples and see if it sparks. So let's see. Navy. I have several albums that when we talk about kayaking. So if I just search for kayak, that's interesting. I don't know why it goes blank as soon as I type another K. Yeah, look at all that. And when you see this little emblem, this icon, that means it is a album. So if I just click on kayaks, it's going to show me every picture that has kayaks in the picture. But if I click on Kayak Against Cancer 2007, I will just be seeing that album. So I'm not sure. So you said
the word Navy should come up or should show you the albums.
Now one little trick. Let me go back to the kayak example. Huh, that's really odd. I don't know why. And let's say that I have even more, and I just want kayak in Venice. Then you could use a quote. Kayak in Venice and close quotes if you want to make sure it's including every word. So, but no, I see no reason why typing Navy would not get your albums. Doing.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd we go?
Okay. I think we got all the previous ones.
Please repeat the updates to the book URL. That's lgpbook.online. lgpbook.online. All right. How about if kayak is not the first word?
How about if kayak is, that should not matter. So, in fact, wasn't some of them? I guess that, no. See, look at that very last one down there. Says class-kayak diving. So it's finding, in fact, all I had to do was type KAY and it found it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Does Google Photos go into the Google Drive?
No. And people are still confused about that. A year and a half ago, there used to be a connection between Google Photos and Google Drive, and it was very confusing. So rather than figuring out how to make it less confusing, they just did away with it. So there is no longer any connection between Google Photos and Google Drive. Google Photos is a completely separate animal.
Okay. There's one that always comes up. How does Google Photos handle duplicates?
It doesn't. Well, no, there's one way. It will not, and I have a video on this. I went into great detail because people ask this question so much. It does not upload. So if I uploaded that folder from this thumb drive of photos, and then I forgot that I had done that, and I put this thumb drive back in and I go to upload them again, it will not.
It
will
look
not.
like it does.
True. That's what's so weird. It'll tell you uploaded 8 photos, but it didn't. So if it is the exact same thing. However, if I took one of the photos on here and just did a minor edit to it, I just did a brighten, then as far as Google Photos is concerned, that is a new photo and it will upload it. So a lot of people say they have a lot of duplicates. Google tells us that no, it is impossible to have exact duplicates, but they sure look like duplicates to me. And there are no tools. I am expecting, now, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't have any special links, but I am expecting that once they are starting to charge us for storage, that it will become more of a priority to give us a duplicate checking tool. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Jan says, when I click on the paper clip on my Samsung phone, I do not have the option of Google Photos.
Well, you had to maybe click on other or more and then 3 dots and scroll over. I mean, it wasn't right there. It wasn't right there, but it should be there.
Yep. Oop, not there. Okay. I think, let's see. I hope I didn't miss
I think
any.
we're doing good there.
I think so. Okay.
You guys are good, giving us exactly 1 hour's worth.
Or maybe we're just skipping stuff.
No.
There's that then. Okay.
Wait, there's one. What's the best way to get a photo from
Ancestry to Google Photos?
And I don't use Ancestry, so I don't know. But if it's a photo on the web, usually you can right click on it and save photo. I doubt that there's any way to get them directly from Ancestry over to Google Photos, but there should absolutely be a way to get them down to your computer and then up to Google Photos. And if there's not, I mean, the worst case is you take a screenshot. You can always take a screenshot of anything you see on a computer screen, and then that becomes an image that you can save to your computer and upload to Google Photos.
Okay. When I make an album, how do I name my pictures and not have them all show up with the same name? Okay.
Name my pictures.
File names, I guess.
Yeah. Well, using Google Photos, you cannot change file names. It just, Google Photos has no tools for manipulating file names.
On your computer.
They figure whatever file name your photo had when it went into Google Photos is how it needs to stay. So whatever file names your photos have, it got them either from your phone or from manipulating it on the computer.
So Linda says, so is it automatic? If you take pictures on the phone, it goes to Google Photos?
If you have the backup feature turned on, yes. That's the idea, is for it to be automatic.
Okay. I hope I got them all. And guess what? It is just about
1 hour.
About 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't see anything else in there. But
we do this once a month.
Mm-hmm. And we do
Third
some other
Monday.
things for our premium members once a month. And we have some workshops going on with Google Photos. So check out our website, geeksontour.com, and
learngoogle.photos.com.
And learngoogle.photos.com. Ask your questions in the comments. And if you're still on here, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go ahead and hit like. That always helps things out. Anybody
and
else?
Facebook. I see some people were watching this on Facebook. Cool.
Yeah, I know I was. Okay, somebody said Ancestry. Go to gallery, click on photo, click on tool icon at right, and download option shows. So Doug knows about Ancestry. That's great.
Thank you.
That's great. All right. Mondays are great.
Good.
So can I just come live with you, Nancy? I don't know if Art would like that.
No, and you'd get tired of it too.
Yeah,
I remember
you
some
get tired of me really quick.
friends would actually put their devices away when I came over because they said, no, I don't want to learn anything tonight.
Keep her away. Keep her away. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you all. We appreciate you, and we hope to see you next time on this or something else.
Yeah, we will be doing our Sunday, What Does This Button Do show. The topic is supposed to be LastPass, but I'm not sure if we'll
have it together.
We're having a guest, and I need to get with her. So, but we will definitely be doing something, most likely LastPass on our Geeks on Tour channel.
We'll figure it out. So, thanks all for coming. We'll see you next time. I'm going to end this broadcast. Be safe.
Live long and take lots of photos.
Bye-bye.